Hello, U.S. government students at Howell High School. A few days ago, I put screencasts out there kind of describing how the semester will progress. What I want to do this morning is let you know how the individual units will look. And I'm just going to walk you through what I've already put in the Google Classroom and kind of show you how things work just by going through step by step. If you look in the gradebook, I actually entered all these units in ahead of time and I put exempt for every single unit for every single student. That's because if you don't get anything done, any unit you don't do, you're exempt from, but if you don't do those units, you will not get a letter grade. So those of you just hoping to get credit in U.S. government, those exemptions are already there. Those of you that want this class to count towards your GPA, I will be entering in the work as you go. So those exemptions will change to completes. Okay, so I just want to show you this post that I just put in this a few minutes ago describes how grading will work. Basically, you're going to have 7 units, 6 or 7 units, I can't remember. Oh, sorry, I need to edit that. But if you do all of them, you get 100 for the rest of the semester, and if you do less, you get less. In general, if you plan to get a grade in this class, I strongly encourage you to do all 7 of the units. You'll find here in just a moment the units will not hopefully overburden you. So if you scroll down further in the Google Classroom, I put another copy of that Constitution in your own words. This is something you all had in paper that you've worked on several times in class. If you don't have it, and still need it, it's right here. This is basically due the last day of school, and in general, it's completion grade. So it gives you the chance to make sure that even though we will not be meeting, and even though in class we wouldn't have covered every single part of the Constitution, that you have read through it. So that hasn't really changed at all. Even in terms of the due date, it's about the same. So if we go back, this post describes for you basically how class will look remotely. So I use this format. I borrowed this from an MSU class I took on how to teach online. So this just tells you the content we're going to cover this week. So this is actually from the state of Michigan. We're going to focus on the legislative branch, which is where we left off in class. What I call the unit roadmap is sort of what you will do in this unit. So each time there'll be an exploration. There'll also be options. So what I've done below is I've put some resources that will help you learn about the legislative branch and how it works. So you're just going to choose 2 of these. Okay, it doesn't matter to me really which 2 you choose. You can do the iCivics activity. You could watch 2 of these. That part is up to you. So you do that, and then after you've done that, I have in below here, I have this Google form. You'll fill that out. And actually, let's take a look at that now. So notice that is called Create. So sometimes you'll be creating something different. This is more like a progress check. So you just let me know your name, just some real general stuff that you might have learned, and then your opinion. So you would submit that, and I would get a notification that it's done. After that, you go below and you can see students have already started this in the class comments below. So that's where it says here comments. You can you'll answer this question: is Congress working the way it's supposed to? You'll put something there, and then ideally, as other people get in, you'll go back and comment on someone else's comment. So there's a little interaction between students. So I'll just check that. Then in the end, you do your evaluation. So all you're going to do is click on where it says evaluation from this week. Check that out, put your name. You just say yes or no. I watched 2 of those things or did 2 of those things. There'll be readings in there and things in the future. It just kind of makes you remember to put those opinions in that comment post. And then in the end, responded to that form about the legislative branch. So basically the evaluation is just you checking for yourself that you've done everything for the unit. I will look through that stuff, and then if you've done it all, In the grade book, I will put completed, and that's it. And if you complete all the units for the remainder of the year, you'll get 100 for the remainder of the year, and then we'll figure out your grade based on what you had from there. So that is it. Each week will look the same. The material in there will be different. I'm working with the other government teachers, so it'll be nice to get a kind of different perspective on some of the things they might share, because these are things you've seen me use before. If you have questions either about how grading will work, because I didn't talk about that too much, or how class will work, because maybe I'm a little confusing, feel free to send me emails with those questions. I'm happy to do my best to make things clear for you as much as possible. So I look forward to connecting, however we might do that over the next couple of months, and I hope everyone is doing their best and hanging in there in the meantime.